So listen, y'all. First off, welcome back to my channel. This week, I'm going to just go ahead and give you a spoiler alert. This week is only just the illustration because the dress that you see in the sketch and the dress that you will see at the end is almost about to take your girl out. It's not, but I'm just being dramatic. It is definitely challenging, but I'm not even gonna lie, I like it because as of lately, I've been finding myself really being pushed outside of my comfort zone, but I'm noticing that that is also becoming like a real desire to be pushed outside of my comfort zone. And I think that reason is because I'm also finding myself being dissatisfied with what is safe and what is familiar and what is comfortable. Now they say be careful what you ask for and what you pray for, because I wish I had a little bit more time in this video, because baby, this season that I'm in and the past couple of weeks, your girl has been uncomfortable. But I'm happy about it because I know in the end it's gonna be a beautiful bouquet, but I digress. Anywho, making this dress has challenged me because I'm noticing like, okay, t.a.l.a.y.a, what is it that you want to make? And not just necessarily for business, but just in general to push my creativity. What else is in me? And I think that is stemming from having a desire to live a life with intentionality and also to live a life to actually get to experience everything that I truly desire, everything that is in my heart. And I'm not just referring to stuff. I'm also referring to ways of being. And as you can see, my creativity that has nothing to do with money, has nothing to do with selling, like what really is in me and what can come out, or what am I afraid to come out because I think I can't sew this. Now, when I explain this to like my family or certain friends, I try to go into depth. So I'm going to go into depth with you all. When it comes to sewing, yes, you know how to sew the basics. The challenge isn't about sewing the dress or sewing a garment. The challenge is what technique will work. What technique is the best technique when it comes to making a specific look? When it comes to fit, when it comes to the fabric, what technique works best with the fabric that I'm using to make this garment? Should I cut it on the straight grain? Should I cut it on the bias or the cross grain? Will it stretch? Do I want it to have give? Do I want to put a zipper in? Do I want to have buttons? Like, those are the things that you have to think about. And sometimes you find yourself getting overwhelmed when you ask all these questions. But I think that is the beauty in it all, because when you find yourself getting overwhelmed, sit in it. Sit in it. Don't run from it. I really challenge you, like, sit in it, because it allows you to, one, I'd like to say, break off other people's opinions, because sometimes when you do things, you're either doing it by the way that you were taught, or you're doing it in the mindset of what will other people think. And then sometimes you're really doing it to really ask yourself, am I doing it? And is this process and this strategy authentic to me? And y'all, I'm gonna be honest, it has really been authentic to me, but the only way I was able to answer that question is by pushing myself out of my comfort zone and making something like this that is a bit more avant-garde, that has these 3D shapes. And in my mind, I see how it looks. But when I go to make it, I'm challenged with it, because I have to ask myself, is this pattern wide enough? Is the skirt too tight? Do I want to put a vent in the back of the skirt? So I'm finding myself asking all of these questions, not necessarily to get it right, but so I can adhere to the vision, and most of all, that it can really look like what I want it to look like. I hope what I'm saying is making sense, because what I really encourage you all to do is to live a life outside of your comfort zone. I'm not saying go out here and be reckless. Nah. Move with wisdom, but really push yourself outside of your comfort zone, because honestly, y'all, your mind will play tricks on you to make you think that this isn't right or something bad is going to happen. That is a natural response, because that is your brain. As you can see, I'm rendering this fabric. I don't think drawing is my strong suit, but I do it anyway. One, because that is how I fell in love with fashion. That was another part of it, was to just sketch. Sit. Before I had a sewing machine, I just would ask my mom for sketchbooks, and I would just draw. I didn't draw people. I just drew a shirt. And I just kept on drawing. And I still to this day have every single sketchbook that I had since I was 10 years old. I should show y'all one day. But anywho, making this fabric or trying to render this fabric on this particular illustration was difficult. Trying to render gold fabric, gold velvet fabric at that, child, I was on Google, I was on YouTube, I was on Pinterest. I went to go look in some of my old books from college because I noticed like I was trying to get it right. And then when I stopped forcing it, I just went with the flow. And it wasn't a thing of right or wrong. It was really just what technique worked best with this particular thing that you're making. So yeah, that's all I had to say. Live your life outside of your comfort zone. Because if you don't, I wonder what you'll miss. Because the question isn't, is it bad or is it good? Or is it safe? Is it unsafe? The question really is about to grow or not to grow. And I'm choosing to grow because I want to be everything that God called me to be. And I want to do everything that God put in me. And I want you to do the same thing. With that being said, I love you. And make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, and also hit that notification button. That way you'll be notified when this dress comes to life. And with that being said, I love you.